Hello and welcome, this is Aaron to you too, and we are going to go over a few things, some basic stuff for the training tournament that we're building up, but also this is useful for learning Dragon Warrior Randomizer anyway. So once you have your seed rolled, which we can figure out some other point, you want to input a name. Most people will put in Z. I always put in the dash here. It's the same thing, it's the same stat build. You generally want a stat build for your character that is strength, HP. Strength agility is also valid, but the easiest, simplest way to go, I would just probably put in Z. But again, it's the same thing, so always fast. And then we listen to the king. What we're going to try to do here at the beginning is figure out what we need, or what we can do with our starting items here. Because what we get out of these chests can be very important, but also important is our stats. So we see we have 5 strength, 10 agility, 20 HP, 4 MP. This is like a very common start. But what we see from here that's useful, like the agility you're not doing much with. HP is on the low end. If you have less than 8 MP in the standard flag set and in the flag sets used for this tourney, that means you will not have any starting spells. You have to have at least 8 MP to have any starting spells, or to get any spells. Now if you had vanilla spell learning, that's not applicable, but that's not in for this tournament. So the most important thing here is the 5 strength. With 5 strength, the only enemies you can reliably hit are slimes and red slimes. That means the amount of enemies you can fight at the beginning of the game are very limited. And I would have something in my head now. I need to try to find something else to kill enemies with, because sometimes we joke about level 1 jail when the stats are really low and you can't kill anything. Well, hopefully we'll find something that will help us. So you get 3 free chests in here. 3 free chests. The first one's a fighter's ring. You always have to equip the fighter's ring. That's important. And we'll see, once we do that, our attack power actually goes up to 7. And that increases the amount of enemies we can fight somewhat considerably, actually. It lets us do guaranteed damage to a Drakey now as well. We're still not... We're 1 attack power short of being able to do it to a ghost. And maybe we'll do like a... at some point, a video that really hones in on the different enemies. But knowing these levels for the first few enemies is very important. And yeah, you can, once you've equipped the fighter's ring, and the dragon scale works the same way, once it's equipped, the stat bonus is permanent. You never have to worry about it again. We got a death necklace. We're not going to do anything about that. And this chest will always be gold or a key. Since our flag set is set up to not have keys on as a requirement, to not have to get magic keys, we don't need to do that. Now, there's an important thing here, and I'm just going to straight out save it and do a save state here, and I'll show you what is going to happen. You'll see a lot of people at the beginning of these seeds will go back up the stairs and back down, and that will enable a chest glitch. I'm going to not do it at first. We're going to see what's in the chest here. So we open the door. More gold. I usually like to track where my gold chests are here in case of a later gold grind. We have 1 cursed belt. You generally just sell cursed belts. That's really their only usefulness in this flag set. A torch is actually pretty good. And more gold. So now that we have that, you can't save and load save states, but you could save and load the game. All those chests disappeared. Now, if we had done this, we can enable something called a chest glitch. The first time you start the game, this room is actually different in a specific way from the throne room you see every other time. Every time you go up into this room, the 3 chests that are supposed to be in here get removed and put into the removed chest depository. It's like they basically take the information in the ROM and move it. But since the first time you go into this room it's different, it actually doubles that up. So this only is applicable the first time you play the game. That if you go down, up, and down, you actually increase that barrier to 6. And the way the chest glitch works, it's every chest you open after the 8th without going outside causes it to glitch. So we saw 2 gold chests, a cursed belt chest, and a torch chest. We're going to go ahead and open the cursed belt chest first. We're going to open a gold chest. And now every chest we open is glitched. So we can come down here. It says bamboo pole, but it is in fact torches, which we'll see in a moment. This is useful because you can throw a torch for 6 to 9 damage in battle, which one of those is enough to almost always kill the first 4 enemies up through Ghost. We'll go ahead and grab 2 more. We're going to keep the death necklace, but we'll get rid of the fighter's ring, which again, if you look at our stats, we still have 7 attack power. So that didn't impact that. And the torch is probably going to be more useful than the cursed belt, but we'll see. And then also now we can do a gold grind, which how much gold you get at the beginning of the game can impact a lot of things. I'm going to go ahead and, for the purposes of not taking forever for this video, I'm going to grab 10,000. That will allow me to get a flame sword, which is probably the most important thing you can find at the beginning of the game. Now, if you do a gold grind initially, I suggest saving it before you leave. There we go. So we saved the game, and okay, a wolf is a little strong for what we want to see, but red slime we can fight, so we'll just kill the red slime, and we got a crit. Nice. We don't need a lot of experience in these flags to get to the next level. I want to peek this cave, and it's South Swamp. I know that just from a lot of experience with the game, what that was. So, a Drakey, we're just going to head and throw the torch, because I don't want to take a lot of damage fighting these things. And then we get to see our stat gain. So 8,304 hit points. Still low. That extra attack power, though, puts us up to 13, which is pretty significant. That lets us damage almost everything in this area. However, oof, can we not get to these things? Oh, the game is taunting us just a little bit. We're going to double torch this guy, and hopefully it's not going to be enough. Alright, so we're almost dead at this point. And it looks like we are going to have to go through that cave to get anywhere. So I'm just going to fiddle around a little bit. Or the swamp, excuse me, the swamp to the northeast. So, oh, and here's a blue dragon. We don't want that. So we do lose half of our gold when this happens, when you die. I have, at this point, don't see the likelihood of me getting to a town, so I'm not going to worry about it so much. I will go ahead and grab all of the chests again. But just from the way that the map looks, we're probably going to have to go through the swamp, and we can't do that yet. We do not have any spells or any healing abilities. Now, anytime I could do this, come back to the backside of the castle to see what's down here. That wasn't going to be useful when I was going to save my money, so I didn't want to do it then, but I'll do it now. So, that's information for later. And yeah, so we're just gonna grind a little bit to try to get out of the basic zone. Other items we could have found that would be really useful. One is a fairy water. A torch will do 6 to 9 damage when thrown in battle. A fairy water does 9 to 16. It's a little bit better. It's basically a hurt spell that always lands, except on a few different enemies. It won't land on a metal slime specifically, but I think I can do... Okay, we're good. Magidrake is 10 to 13 hit points, so that's a good fight. 3 power, 1 agility, 3 hit points, 8 magic points, and return. So we gained a spell. The spell isn't going to help us too much here. Alright, that was a bit of a bad play. Throwing that torch against an enemy that was going to hit me pretty hard. Comparatively speaking. And you can do that sometimes if you put your brain on snooze. I still want the torch here, and I'm just going to grab the money, even though I'm probably going to die before I spend it. And we just have return. We could cast return and get out of the castle quicker, but that's about it. That's the only real benefit we can get right now. Okay, this would have been a better enemy to see earlier. Scorpions tend to be one of the best enemies to fight early on, especially once you can start doing some damage. Because there were 16 experience, and they're still one of what you call a Zone 0 enemy. Which do I hit? Torch might still be better. But just being able to get off the ground initially is pretty important. The next level here is at 55, and we're not going to go too much further than this with the video because we're already stretching a little bit of time here, but I wanted to show you just kind of what you can do at the beginning. Another useful item to get at the beginning is herbs, because that's healing, which, as you see right now, we still don't have any healing. And, well, now we do. We have heal more. So once we have a heal spell, we can do something like try to cross the swamp. And swamp hits you for 2 damage every time you you get hit by it, so it's important to not do that carelessly. And oh, hey, the droll had hurt more. So hopefully this gives you a little bit of information about what to do at the beginning of the game. It's with the flags that way. I would say the average thing people are going to do is get the 3 chests in the throne room, go down the stairs, go up the stairs, go down the stairs, and check out that treasury. And then judge what you have about what you can do. We had starting gold. We could have possibly run through Swamp Cave and found a town quickly, but the odds of surviving that were pretty low. I think the right play here would have simply been to grind, but to also keep our gold up. So, that's it for this, and hopefully this helps you all. Thank you.